at the Hess truck right now. For Christmas this year, Pissi Myles is here. This is my favorite part of the show because I get to sit the fuck down and I don't have to sing a goddamn thing. You provided me with some questions that you might have. This is a little section of the show I call Ask Pissi. And the way this works is you have provided me with your questions, and I have not seen them. I have not been made privy to what the fuck is lying in this pile of cards. But I'm going to answer them. I'm going to answer these questions because, ladies and gentlemen, you're all so stupid that you thought it would be a good idea to ask this idiot for some advice. So I'm going to answer these questions to the best of my ability, and I hope that you glean some unknown knowledge from, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Let's just do this. With all your costumes you wear and all your makeup you put on, how long does it take you to already... Girl, someone wrote this in intermission after a couple. How long does it take you to get ready, I think is what they intended to write. And what was your longest time to be ready? It takes me too fucking long to look like this. Usually takes about an hour and a half if I'm in a hurry. Or 2.5 if I've been drinking. So today, it took 3. This person has like 6 goddamn questions on this card. This is not an Oprah interview. You get 1 question. What do you do for a day job? This is my day job, motherfucker. Sally Mae took my money, and she took my pride. And this is what a degree in musical theater will get you. My father is so proud of me. I told my dad, I used to work for a company called Squarespace. Do you know it? I used to work for a company called Squarespace, and I said to my dad, I'm thinking of going full-time as a drag queen. And my dad said, let me kill myself. When did you first love women's clothes? Let's get one thing fucking straight. I do not love women's clothes. Look at this shit. Hold on. This hurts. Everything about this shit hurts. I am tucked and fucking tied into this shit and taped, and I have knee problems. Not from the heels, that's just from a hobby. When did you first dress up? The day I told my father I was a homosexual. If you could be any actress, which one would you be and why? I'd be fucking Pissi Myles. Who is better than this? Meryl Streep? Fuck Meryl Streep. And her 2 Oscars. Don't correct me. I had a beer and I'm irate. Are you going to be making an appearance at RuPaul's Drag Con New York City? I will, ladies and gentlemen. Damn, this hair. And speaking of this hair, I will be making an appearance at RuPaul's Drag Con New York City. I actually am asked to go every year by the person who makes my hair. And I go and model it. This wig was actually the hair that was given to me. His name is Bobby Pins. This is the hair that he made for me this past October for New York Drag Con. So you can come and find me at Bobby Pins' booth. I don't know what number it is because we don't even know where it'll be. And I will also be at RuPaul's Drag Con in Los Angeles in May, also with Bobby Pins modeling some other new hair because I'm a superstar. Yeah! Someone said, underwire breakthrough, support hose, or Spanx. Which is the worst? Yes. What made you decide to be a drag queen? Well, I had to pay my fucking college loans. And they weren't putting me on Law and Order. So I said, well, guess I better stick it in my ass. How long have you been doing this? Since 1842. Have you ever driven in drag? Yes, and it fucking sucks. There is not. It does. It does. Was that your question?
No.
It's just real sad to know that it sucks to drive in drag. Sometimes, not all the time, but occasionally, I wear a corset when I'm in drag. And one time, I was asked to do a private party in upstate New York. It was about a 2-hour drive for me. And they said, oh, and by the way, there's no place to change. So I had to drive 2 fucking hours in Spanx, tights, a corset, and breasts. And then I had to do a show, and then I had to fucking drive home. No one thinks of that part. And guess what? I can't pee when I'm in all of this. Which is why I'm so drunk. Where do you shop for your clothing? Ladies and gentlemen, look at the size of this human being. I can't shop for clothing. I have to have it made out of circus tents. Which is why Barnum and Bailey is closing. After 100 years. This dress I actually made myself. Do you like it? This is a Pissi Myles original. Much like 2/3 of this show. If you could have a dinner party for 4, who would you invite? Colonel Sanders, Wendy, Ronald McDonald, and Meryl Streep. Are you really comfortable in those high heels? Wait, this is a funny question because it says, how do you lift each other up when you're feeling down? Half the time I don't notice, but when I do, it's like this. Who's the other person? This is why drunk people should not be allowed to drink. Someone is trying to implicate me in a crime. Do you smoke mad weed? If so, do you want to smoke after the show? How dare you ask me this question? There could be police officers, SWAT team members, members of the president's cabinet, anyone. This is the danger of wearing lip gloss and using your own goddamn microphone. I have to keep doing this, and then it looks like I gave a hand job to Ronald McDonald. How dare you make me answer a question like that in front of all of these people? Yes, I would like to smoke. Funny story about smoking weed. I went to see a play on the Lower East Side not that long ago, and it was a friend of mine's play. It was called The Cult Play, and it was very good. What I remember of it, it was a great show. But before the show, I said to my friend who wrote it, I said, "Topher, is it okay if I smoke before your show?" And he said, "My writing is better if you do." So I did. I took a long hit off of my friend Sherry Pie, and don't get me started. And I went inside and I sat down, and the play was so bright, and it was so effervescent. I was like, "My God, this show is wonderful." And then, halfway through the second intermission, I said to Sherry Pie, I was like, "I don't think I'm stoned anymore. We should smoke again." Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever say to yourself, "I don't think I'm stoned anymore, we should smoke again," don't. Because I did. And I came back and I sat down in my chair. And it was a studio, it was a black box theater. I mean, the actors were as far from me as this fucking bottle of vodka. And all of a sudden, the whole theater started doing this. And I was like, "Well, this isn't right. I'm not moving." And then I started to feel a little nauseous. And then I started to feel a little bit paranoid. But the problem is, when you're sitting in a black box theater and you start to feel paranoid, and the only exit is across the stage, and you start to think to yourself, "I need to leave." This is a recipe for disaster. So, I was fucked up. I was Anna Nicole Smith at an after party fucked up. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what was happening. And my husband was sitting next to me at this play, and they're talking about some shit. I don't even know what it was. I was so fucking stoned. And I looked at my husband and I said, "I need to leave." And he was like, "Do not get up." And I was like, "No, I really gotta leave. Oh my God, I gotta leave." And he was like, "Do not get up." And I was like, "I gotta." And he went, "You sit down." And the actors were not deaf. So one or two of them may have noticed that there was a very masculine-looking woman having a panic attack stage left. And one of them hit me with a cooler to get me to sit back down. So after the show, I went outside with my husband, and I was like, "I'm really fucking stoned." And I said to him, I was like, "Can you overdose on weed?" And he was like, "No, I think you should eat something." And I was like, "I'm sick, I can't eat anything." And I took a bite of chicken, and bam, I was back. Which is proof, ladies and gentlemen, that food is not only my first love, but my best. And that's my weed story. So yes, I would like to smoke with you after the show when I can make a swift exit. Are there drag queens that are into fucking women? Not on this stage. And what are you doing after the show? I'm making a swift exit. Who asked you that? It's okay, you can raise your hand. Oh my goodness. What's your name, darling? Maria. There are drag queens that are into fucking women, but you're gonna be fucking hard pressed to find them. So you can go around and ask, but you might be disappointed a lot. Maria, are you here with someone? That's her cousin. Are you from Arkansas? take out that dildo and you teach your husband who's who. Why do blondes have more fun? Because people give them free cocaine. I don't make the rules, I just sniff them. How do you put your makeup on? With a fucking brush. What do you mean? How do I put my makeup? I have a shroud of Pissi that I just lay across my face. It has the makeup on it, and I wet it with a sponge. And then I peel it off. And there she is. This is like a fucking letter. It's even in script. It's like a World War II love letter. Hold on, I'm going to read it dramatically. And it's addressed. Hello, Pissi. Question. Not a comment, a question. Why did you choose such a negative-sounding drag name as Pissi? Because I'm fucking mean. Why did I choose such a negative name? The contestants on RuPaul's show had a nice-sounding name, like Tyra, Sahara, Shangela, etc. So, Rue? I don't know what that means. I chose my name because, ladies and gentlemen, you may have noticed over the course of this show, I'm a rude bitch. And I don't want there to be any confusion about what to expect when you show up here. I don't want you to think, oh, maybe she'll be nice to me. I won't. I will be a fucking rude bitch. And one day I'll do it to RuPaul. What are you doing after the show? Going to Wendy's. See you there? Is there a Wendy's nearby?
Yeah.
Where?
Sunrise, yeah.
Sunrise. There's a Wendy's on Sunrise Highway? My goodness. How am I going to walk there? Where's the nearest McDonald's? Uber. How dare you? Uber Eats. Now you're talking. See, that's where you should have gone.
Yeah.
She said Uber, like I'm going to drive my fat ass to find the food. I want the food to come to me.
Yes.
I didn't hit 300 by waiting. When you're not in drag, what is your favorite thing to do? Sleep. It's also my favorite thing to do in drag, so if you'll excuse me, I'm going to take a nap, and you can wait patiently for the show to continue. I love to nap. I also love to have sexual encounters. Because most people are confused. They think that I do this for some kind of sexual kick. But I'm wearing 3 pairs of pantyhose. There's no way you're going to turn me on through 3 pairs of pantyhose. And if you did, there's nothing you could do about it. How long does it take for you to get your makeup and take your outfit together? We've answered all that. Do you have any other looks for different appearance? Yeah, I do look different sometimes. I don't dress this way every goddamn day. This dress would smell like a foot. It probably already does, and I've only worn it once. You don't realize how sweaty women like me get, do you? Like a fucking linebacker in a tutu, ladies and gentlemen. I am sweating like Oprah Winfrey at a Weight Watchers weigh-in. I am sweating like Kirstie Alley when she's 3rd in line at the buffet. Dixie Alley. I know her pain. Haven't you ever been so sad when you're standing there and you can see that there's only like 4 pieces of shrimp left, and you're like, there are 3 people in front of me. If we each take 1 shrimp, we can do this. Don't be greedy. Share. Share. I love Cher. Don't you love Cher? She's on her 17th fucking farewell tour. Sherry Pie, my friend Sherry Pie, does a really funny Cher impression, and it's always Cher laying in bed surrounded by donuts calling for Chaz. And it sounds like, Chazzy, Mommy wants a penis too. Have your parents always been supportive of you? The only thing that has been supportive of me is my Spanx. That's not entirely true. I'll tell you a little story about that. My mom was very supportive of my drag, but then she died. So, if I can laugh about it, you can too, my goodness. She was an alcoholic just like me. My time is limited, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers. She was, but she passed away because she saw me in drag. And, oh my goodness. Listen, kids, this is all in good fun. I mean, not for her, she's dead, but for us, this is all in good fun. My father is still with us. Not presently, but he is still with us, metaphorically. And my father said to me not that long ago, I'm thinking of coming to a show, which was a huge step for him because my father always swore up and down he would never come see this. And I said to him, that's fine. I would love for you to come to a show. I won't point you out. I won't make fun of you. I won't do anything uncouth. And his girlfriend convinced him to watch a video on YouTube first. The video they picked was rather unfortunate because it happened to be the one video of me doing stand-up comedy where I'm making fun of my father. And on top of that, the joke I told was this. I'm one of 5 children, and of the 5 of us, 4 of us are gay, and that's a true story. The only child that's not gay is my oldest sister, Jessica, but she's not my dad's biological daughter, so we call my dad Rainbow Bright. His jizz has glitter, if you know what I'm saying. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes. That was the joke that my father heard without my knowing. And one day, I said to him, I was like, are you still thinking of coming to a show? And he was like, no. And I said, why not? And he said, Rainbow Bright. And that was the day I decided that maybe suicide isn't such a bad idea. What do you think of Donald Trump? How many wigs do you have? I have no wigs. This is the hair that I grow naturally on my back. Bullshit! Bullshit? Are you questioning my authority, darling? This is the hair that I grow on my back, and it is very carefully coiffed, much like the president, to look like the hair on my head. 2 birds, 1 stone. Who is your designer? Target. On a scale from 1 to 10, what do you feel your gratification, that's spelled wrong. If you have a drag queen telling you you spelled something wrong, you really fucked up somewhere in your life. Because I am not the pinnacle of education, ladies and gentlemen. Gratification. Grad. With which I'm sure, based on reading this, you are not. What do you... I sat down, I'm comfortable, I can read all fucking day, ladies and gentlemen. What do you feel your gratification is in your performance when it's done? And when the check clears. Do you dress in drag at home for fun? I don't dress in drag on stage for fun. I'm not going to start at home. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you learned something from all that, because we needed a little break. We needed a little break from all that heaviness, all that Bill Cosby heaviness, all of my heaviness, the heaviness that is splintering these shoes.